Not every being described in Scripture walked upon familiar soil. If I told you there are entities in the Bible so fearsome that even Hollywood's monsters would tremble before them, would you believe me? These weren't allegories or poetic symbols. Ancient witnesses claimed to see such creatures, and the memory of them refused to die. We saw it. They insisted. Tonight, you'll meet 13 beings that may permanently change the way you read the Bible. Creatures stripped of the softness of children's illustrations and the gentleness of Renaissance paintings. Here, we return to the original descriptions. Raw, unsettling, wrapped in shadow. Take a deep breath. The doorway you're about to cross opens only for those willing to look directly into the unknown. Our descent begins calmly, but each step takes you further into the dim places the ancients called the realm of the nameless roar. If you're ready, let us begin. Number 13. The Basilisk. The ancients whispered that this serpent could kill with a single look. Isaiah 11:8 speaks of children playing over vipers' dens, but later traditions gave this deadly creature a name. Basilisk. Not the friendly reptile of fantasy stories, but a terror mothers told their children never to glance toward. They believed it came from a rooster's cursed egg, incubated by a serpent, a life born out of defiance. Imagine a world lit by flickering oil lamps, where one extra shadow on the wall could mean death. To them, the basilisk wasn't entertainment. It was the quiet, waiting kind of evil. The danger that doesn't roar or warn. It watches. It waits. When Scripture imagines a future where even deadly serpents pose no threat to children, it's saying the nightmare itself will bow to God's peace. But until that day, no one in Israel dared approach its nest. Number 12. The unicorn of ancient Bibles. The not a glittery horse with sparkles, but a muscular, unstoppable beast crowned with a single horn of terror. Old English Bibles call it unicorn. But the Hebrew word rem likely meant a massive wild ox, a beast taller than a man, with spear-like horns and a temper you didn't challenge. Some imagined a giant rhinoceros. Others a sea creature whose lone tusk rose like a horn above the waves. Whatever it wasn't cute. It was strength incarnate, wild, untamable. When the Psalms speak of the might of the ram, they picture a force you cannot saddle, tame, or coax. If it turned against you, it would leave nothing behind but dust. Number 11. Cherubim. Forget the chubby winged babies painted in chapels. The real cherubim were enough to make prophets collapse. 4 faces, human, lion, ox, eagle, bodies and wings covered with countless eyes seeing in every direction. When they moved, their wings shook the air like thundering waterfalls, like soldiers marching, like storms cracking mountains. They guarded Eden with a flaming sword. They stand where no mortal may stand unbidden. They are not ornaments. They are living reminders that holiness is not safe, only sovereign. If you're still listening, let your heart answer. Leave a thought or a trembling line, not for an algorithm, but as a mark that you too have looked into the ancient shadows, because from here, everything gets stranger. Number 10. Seraphim, the burning ones. They are not beautiful. They are on fire. Their very name means the burning ones. Isaiah glimpses them in a moment when heaven's veil rips open. 6 wings each, 2 covering their faces, 2 covering their feet, 2 keeping them aloft. Even these blazing beings refuse to look directly at God. They call out to one another, "Holy, holy, holy!" Their voices shake the foundations. Smoke fills the temple. Isaiah collapses, overwhelmed. A seraph touches a burning coal to his lips. Your guilt is taken away. Jewish tradition later said their brightness would incinerate the world if God did not veil them. Number 9. Behemoth. If the seraphim are fire above, Behemoth is the weight below. In Job 40, God describes a creature no human can control. bones like bronze, limbs like iron bars, a tail that sways like a cedar tree. It drinks rivers without fear. It cannot be trapped. It cannot be mastered. Some see a prehistoric beast. Others see poetry. But the message is unmistakable. There are forces in creation that bow only to the Creator. Number 8. Abaddon, Apollyon, the Destroyer. Revelation 9 describes the abyss opening like a furnace, smoke darkening the sky. From it emerges an army of locust-like beings, human faces, women's hair, lions' teeth, iron breastplates. Their king, Abaddon in Hebrew, Apollyon in Greek, the Destroyer, a terrifying general of judgment. This passage unsettles not because it glamorizes horror, but because it shows what the world looks like when restraint is removed. If your chest feels tight after hearing of Abaddon, don't suppress it. Give the fear a voice, because next, the beasts begin wearing the faces of kingdoms. Number 7. The 4 beasts of Daniel. Daniel dreams of a storm-tossed sea. From those dark waters rise 4 monstrous empires, a lion with eagle's wings, Babylon, golden yet humble, a lopsided bear with 3 ribs in its mouth, Medo-Persia, devouring without mercy, a 4-headed, 4-winged leopard, Greece, swift and fragmented, and then the nameless one, too dreadful to describe, iron teeth, bronze claws, 10 horns. A smaller horn rises with human eyes and an arrogant mouth. These are not random monsters. They are history itself, dehumanized and exposed. Number 6. Legion. A man lives among tombs, naked, bleeding, unseen. Chains cannot hold him. His cries haunt the night. But Jesus asks him, "What is your name?" And the voice answers, "My name is Legion, for we are many." Thousands of spirits occupying one soul. Identity shattered into a swarm. When expelled, they rush into 2,000 pigs which drown in the sea. The villagers panic and beg Jesus to leave. The fear isn't the man's strength. It's Christ's calm authority over it. If empires can be beasts and spirits can be legions, what of the giants said to walk the world before the flood? Number 5. The Nephilim. Genesis 6 speaks like a rumor whispered in a ruined sanctuary. Sons of God saw the daughters of men and crossed a boundary that should never be crossed. The result, Nephilim. The fallen ones, warriors of old, men of renown. But their renown dripped with violence. Their world crumbled under corruption. Some say heavenly beings rebelled. Others say ancient kings claimed godhood. Either way, giants, physical or moral, filled the world with bloodshed. So God sent the flood. Later, Israel's spies trembled. We seemed like grasshoppers to them. The Nephilim became a mirror of our fears, how small we feel when facing legends. This is the moment many avoid, but we face it together, because now we approach the rulers of the final age. Number 4. Satan, the adversary. He first appears not as a monster, but as a voice, questioning, probing, accusing. Later scriptures reveal more, a high creature twisted by pride, fallen from brilliance to corruption. Revelation portrays him as a 7-headed dragon. Peter calls him a prowling lion. Paul warns he can appear as an angel of light. 3 images, 1 reality, violent, cunning, and subtle. His danger is not only his strength, but his disguise. Number 3, the beast from the sea. John sees a beast rising from the sea, a fusion of leopard, bear, and lion, 7 heads, 10 horns. 1 head is wounded yet healed, a parody of resurrection. The world marvels. Who can fight it? This beast is more than a creature. It is a system, an empire that mimics God, demands loyalty, rules through fear. Rome saw itself here. Every oppressive power since has seen its shadow. Number 2, the beast from the earth. This one looks gentle, 2 horns like a lamb, but it speaks like a dragon. It performs wonders, coaxes worship of the first beast, and enforces a mark without which none can buy or sell. This is the seductive face of tyranny, religion wielded as a weapon. A warning not about one future figure, but a recurring temptation across history. We now reach the summit of all terror, and the throne beyond it. Number 1. Leviathan, and the living creatures around God. Job 41 describes Leviathan, not a whale, not a metaphor, but a sea monster no warrior could withstand. Fire flickers from its mouth, smoke curls from its nostrils. Its scales are sealed tight as shields, its heart is stone. Nothing on earth is its equal, God says. To the ancient world, the sea meant chaos. To say God plays with Leviathan is to say this: the terror that overwhelms you is already on a leash in his hand. Yet even Leviathan is not the highest sight. In Revelation 4, John sees the throne, radiant, storm-wrapped, emerald circle. Around it stand 4 living beings: lion, ox, man, eagle. Eyes cover them front and back, 6 wings each. Day and night they cry, "Holy, holy, holy." These beings are not safe. They are not gentle. They are consumed by awareness of God's glory. Fear is loud, but God is larger.